so many years, older women were told to fear cheese. They were warned it was too heavy, too fatty, too dangerous for the heart and the figure, and so they avoided it, believing they were protecting their health. But what if the truth was the exact opposite? What if a single humble type of cheese actually held the power to rebuild the fading strength inside a woman's body, especially after 60? New scientific discoveries reveal something many never expected. Hidden inside this cheese is a rare combination of leucine, casein, and natural calcium, a trio that supports the rebuilding of weakened female muscles without protein shakes, supplements, or time in the gym. The most surprising part is how quietly it works, nourishing the body through the night while you sleep, repairing the muscle fibers that age has slowly worn down. Women who once felt themselves growing weaker now wake up with a strength they thought they had lost forever. It sounds unbelievable, almost too simple to be real, until you hear how many have felt their balance returning, their steps stabilizing, their energy rising again. In just a moment, you'll know the exact cheese I'm talking about, and why leading experts now call it the kitchen's overnight muscle therapy for women over 60. My name is Dr. Sophia Miller, and after more than 25 years specializing in female metabolism and age-related muscle decline, I've heard the same heartbreaking words from countless women over 60. They sit across from me, their voices soft with frustration, saying, "I eat protein, so why am I still losing strength?" And every time I see the same fear in their eyes, the fear of becoming dependent, of losing the ability to move freely, of watching their own body slip away from them. But the truth is this: not all protein is created equal, and a woman's body after 60 changes more than most people realize. The metabolism slows, muscle synthesis becomes sluggish. Even the foods that once worked, wonders no longer deliver the same results. And that is where everything begins to fall apart. Over the years, I've reviewed hundreds of studies and watched patterns repeat in my own patients. Again and again, one surprising answer kept emerging. A single type of cheese, one many women avoided for decades, turned out to be a natural, deeply effective support for rebuilding female muscle strength. It wasn't exotic, it wasn't expensive, it was simply misunderstood. If you've ever felt like it's too late to regain the strong, confident body you once had, I promise you, what you're about to discover will completely shift the way you look at nutrition, aging, and your own potential for strength. After the age of 60, something quiet but devastating begins happening inside a woman's body. It doesn't begin with a fall or a sudden moment of weakness. It begins slowly, almost silently. Scientists call it sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle that can steal up to 40% of a woman's strength every decade if nothing is done to stop it. And most women don't even notice it at first. It shows up in small, familiar moments, waking up and feeling heavier as you rise from bed, struggling to carry groceries that once felt light, losing balance for a split second while walking across a room. These aren't just signs of aging, they're signals that the muscles responsible for stability, posture, and daily movement are fading more quickly than the body can repair them. And the heartbreaking truth is that it often has nothing to do with laziness or lack of effort. Many women eat well, stay active, and try their best. But they're still missing the one thing their bodies need most: the right kind of protein delivered at the right time. Younger bodies absorb nutrients quickly and respond instantly. But as the years pass, that response slows. Ordinary protein gets used up too fast, slipping through the system before the muscles ever receive what they need. This is exactly where the cheese we're about to reveal becomes so important. It releases its nutrients slowly, steadily, just the way an aging female body needs in order to rebuild strength through the night instead of losing it. If you've ever wondered why you're eating healthy yet still feeling weaker, the answer might lie in this tiny nutritional detail that almost everyone overlooks. The cheese I've been talking about is cottage cheese. Simple, mild, and often ignored because it doesn't look impressive on a plate. Yet inside this unassuming food lies a quiet power that becomes almost magical for women over 60. Cottage cheese is rich in casein, a slow-digesting protein that delivers nourishment hour after hour, especially during the night when the female body does its deepest repair work. Casein works like a gentle drip of strength. Instead of flooding the body all at once and disappearing, as fast proteins do, it releases amino acids slowly, keeping your muscles fed throughout the night. And among those amino acids is leucine, the key that switches on muscle rebuilding. Just one serving of cottage cheese contains enough leucine to signal your body to begin repairing and strengthening the very muscles that aging tries to take away. Research from Maastricht University revealed something remarkable. Women over 60 who ate cottage cheese before bed showed noticeably stronger muscle gains and reduced body fat compared to those who didn't. Their bodies didn't just maintain strength, they rebuilt it. I saw this with my own patient, Mrs. Klein, a 68-year-old woman who felt her legs weakening more each month. She tried protein shakes, supplements, everything, but nothing worked until she added just 3 spoonfuls of cottage cheese each evening. Within 2 months, she could climb stairs again without holding the railing. Her confidence returned. Her balance returned. Her life returned. This isn't a miracle. It's biology finally being supported in the right way. And it's available to every woman who wants her strength back. For so many women over 60, cheese has long been placed on the avoid list. Too salty, too fatty, too risky. Yet, cottage cheese turns that belief completely upside down. It isn't just another dairy product. It's a quiet, powerful form of nighttime therapy for aging female muscles. Its unique blend of slow-digesting casein, muscle-activating leucine, and gentle natural calcium creates an environment where weakened muscles finally get the support they've been starving for. When a woman's metabolism slows with age, her muscles become less responsive to quick proteins. They need time, steady, consistent nourishment that tells the body, "You're safe, repair can begin." Cottage cheese provides exactly that. Casein moves slowly through the digestive system, feeding the muscles hour by hour as you sleep. Leucine acts like a spark, triggering the rebuilding process. And calcium strengthens not only the muscles, but the bones that support them, creating stability from the inside out. I've watched this transformation countless times. One of my patients, a 68-year-old woman named Mrs. Klein, felt powerless watching her legs lose strength year after year. She tried shakes, powders, special diets. Nothing lasted. But when we introduced cottage cheese into her evenings, just a small bowl before bed, something changed. Her body finally had time to use the nutrients she was giving it. 8 weeks later, she climbed stairs without fear, her balance steadier than it had been in a decade. When she told me, tears filled her eyes, not because she was surprised, but because she finally felt hopeful again. If you're over 60, you don't need complicated routines or expensive supplements. A simple, creamy bowl of cottage cheese before bed can give your muscles the slow, steady strength they've been craving. It's the first step in reclaiming the power you thought you had lost. In my years of treating women over 60, I've noticed a pattern that appears again and again. Many women focus on protein, believing it alone will restore the strength they've lost. But what they don't realize is that 2 silent partners, vitamin D and vitamin K2, determine whether that protein ever reaches their muscles in the first place. Without them, even the best foods can't do their job. Vitamin D acts like a doorway. If it's missing, calcium and protein can't be properly absorbed no matter how much you eat. And vitamin K2 is the guide. It tells calcium exactly where to go. Without K2, calcium may wander into your arteries instead of settling into your bones and muscles where it belongs. Together, these two vitamins act like invisible directors, orchestrating the movement of nutrients your body needs to stay strong. I remember one of my patients, a 72-year-old woman named Mrs. Lorenz. She ate well, stayed active, even followed every instruction I gave her. But her muscles still felt weak, almost unresponsive. It wasn't until we tested her vitamin D and K2 levels that the truth revealed itself. They were so low her body couldn't use the nutrients she was already eating. 3 months after correcting those 2 simple deficiencies, paired with her evening cottage cheese, her strength returned in ways she thought were impossible. She walked up the stairs without gripping the railing. She told me she felt alive again, and the science supports these experiences. Studies from Maastricht University showed that older adults with healthy levels of vitamin D and K2 respond dramatically better to protein, building muscle faster, and recovering more efficiently after activity. It's not magic. It's simply giving the body the tools it needs to do what it was designed to do. So if you've been eating well, but still feeling weaker, the answer may not be in adding more food, but in unlocking the nutrients already inside you. So many women over 60 come to me believing that if they simply eat more protein, their strength will return. They try shakes, powders, bars, hoping for a miracle. But the body doesn't work that way, especially not the female body after 60. Protein is the material for rebuilding muscle, but without the right signal, the body doesn't know it needs to rebuild anything at all. That signal comes from movement. Movement is the spark that wakes the muscles up. It doesn't have to be intense. It doesn't require a gym or equipment or long routines. Even gentle motion, 15 to 20 minutes a day, can transform how your body uses the nutrients you give it. When you move, your muscles send a message to your system. We are alive. We are active. Strength is needed here. Without that message, the best protein slips through your body unused. I remember a 74-year-old woman named Mrs. Bauer who shuffled into my office with a cane she thought she would depend on for the rest of her life. Her legs trembled when she stood, and she carried a sadness that came from losing pieces of her independence. We didn't start with heavy exercises. Instead, I handed her 2 simple water bottles and asked her to use them as lightweights 3 evenings a week. She paired this routine with her nightly cottage cheese. 8 weeks later, she walked into my office taller, steadier, and without her cane. Her muscles weren't just stronger, they were awake again. This is the truth the fitness world often forgets. Even in the later decades of life, a woman's body is capable of rebuilding muscle. It only needs 3 things: steady nourishment, the right vitamins, and gentle daily activation. When these 3 align, muscles that once felt lifeless begin to respond again. And that response isn't just physical. It shows up in confidence, balance, independence, in a woman's belief that her body can still carry her through the world with strength and dignity. In all my years as a physician, I've watched countless women over 60 fight to regain their strength. They follow every instruction, they try new foods, they stay active. Yet something keeps holding them back. Not because they lack discipline, but because they unknowingly make small hidden mistakes that quietly undo their progress. And these mistakes are far more common than most people realize. The first mistake is skipping breakfast. Many women believe eating later in the day helps control weight, but for an aging female body, skipping the morning meal triggers the opposite effect. After a long night without food, your muscles are desperate for nourishment. When breakfast never arrives, your body assumes there's a shortage and begins breaking down muscle for energy. It's a slow, invisible loss that adds up day after day. The second mistake is drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Coffee itself isn't the enemy, but taken alone, especially first thing in the morning, it spikes cortisol, the stress hormone that blocks protein absorption. I've met women who drink 2 or 3 cups before eating anything, only to wonder why they feel weaker, despite eating enough protein later. When you pair coffee with food, especially something rich in protein, your body feels supported rather than stressed. The third mistake is choosing the wrong kind of cheese. Many women who try to do the healthy thing reach for low-fat, processed or light cheeses that have almost no leucine, very little real protein, and far too many additives. These products don't rebuild muscle, they strain the body and offer almost nothing in return. Natural foods like cottage cheese, parmesan or Gruyere, even in small amounts, nourish the muscles instead of draining them. I remember a woman named Mrs. Schneider who came to me feeling frustrated because she ate healthy cheese every day, yet felt her legs growing weaker. When we looked closer, her cheese was a heavily processed, low-protein product. Once she switched to real cottage cheese and began drinking her coffee after breakfast. Her strength returned in a way she hadn't felt in years. 3 months later, she told me she finally felt stable walking downstairs again, something she feared she had lost permanently. These mistakes are subtle, but once you correct them, your body begins to respond with surprising speed. Strength that seemed gone begins to come back. Balance improves, confidence grows, and suddenly the path to rebuilding your muscles becomes clear. If you're a woman over 60 and you've ever felt that your strength is slipping away, I want you to know something deeply, genuinely true. It is never too late. Your body is not finished. Your muscles are not done responding. Even now, they are waiting, quietly, patiently, for the right signals, the right nourishment, the right care to come back to life. We've seen how cottage cheese, with its slow digesting casein and powerful leucine, works through the night to feed and repair your muscles. We've seen how vitamins D and K2 guide calcium and protein to exactly where they're needed, unlocking strength from the inside. And we've seen how gentle daily movement activates the body's natural ability to rebuild, no matter your age. When these elements come together, they create a transformation that many women thought was impossible. I've watched women who could barely rise from a chair regain the confidence to walk long distances again. I've seen trembling legs become steady. I've seen fear replaced with hope. These changes didn't come from expensive supplements or extreme workouts. They came from simple, powerful shifts in daily habits. So tonight, try something small. Eat a serving of cottage cheese before bed. Tomorrow, take a 20-minute walk. Spend a few minutes in the sun. Breathe deeply. Trust that your body is not your enemy. It is your partner, and it wants to support you. And if this message has touched you, if it has opened your eyes or given you hope, share it with another woman who may need to hear the same truth. If this video brought you value, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, and join a community of women reclaiming their strength at every age. In the next video, I'll show you a simple 30-second exercise that can strengthen your legs faster than you'd ever expect. Stay tuned. Your journey back to power is just beginning.